All right, so it's time to add our peafowl eggs into our incubator. So I have had it warming up for a little bit, just on the highest setting. I need new batteries for my thermometer that also has a humidity reading on it. But I'm just gonna go ahead and get these started because these eggs have kind of been around for like 2-3 weeks, which shouldn't be a big deal. Because like ducks and emus, peafowl kind of create a clutch of eggs before they start sitting on them. So I'm not really worried about the age of the eggs. And we're just gonna go for it. So this has been on warming up. So we're gonna go ahead and add in the peafowl eggs. I did hook up the water bottle here for the humidity. It is kind of weird because the way this angles, it angles up. So I guess it's kind of a good thing because I was thinking is water just gonna pour in the way it does with a gravity feeder, which if you lift this, it does kind of make the water pour in, and you do want some humidity in there to start. So I let that do its thing. I also did not fill this bottle very full, but there's enough slack in this that if this empties, you can take off the bottle without pulling it out. And that's not really a big deal. So once I hook up the thermometer and the humidity reader, I wish I could remember the name for that, then we'll see if this is working very good. And if it's not, I'll pull it and I'll just do the humidity myself. Because like I've said before, I like to do kind of a dry hatch. So you just take off the styrofoam. Listen to the good squeakiness. Let's take it so it doesn't knock the water bottle over. We're gonna set that way. This has been warming up. I'm gonna go ahead and take this out of there, just so we can set that without having the top open forever. So you're just kind of gonna measure with your egg how wide you need these dividers done. And you want it enough to where there's a little wiggle room. You don't want it super tight because you want this to actually be able to turn your egg. So let's just make sure. And you're gonna fit 2 eggs deep on these when you do the peafowl eggs. See, like that's too tight. This isn't gonna wiggle very good. So you wanna make sure that it's loose enough that when it moves, it's gonna roll your egg back and forth like that. So that's good. I think I just have 4, so that's all I need. I will measure out the rest when I do the chicken eggs. I did get a turkey egg. I just wanted to show you kind of the difference on how they look. I don't know if you can see how awesome and speckled that is. But there's the difference. I'm not gonna put the turkey egg in. We haven't had a tom turkey on the premises for a while now, unfortunately, but her egg is just so funny and giant as well, and just so pretty and speckled. And I wish I could incubate it, but there's just no reason to, and it would take up room for no reason. So we're gonna do the 4 peafowl eggs in here. And like I said before, they take 28 days. I'm just gonna lift this a little, get this back in. Again, we're trying not to let the heat that we've built up escape too much. And I don't think I will be able to show how good this works because I have all these lights on, but I will show in a week when we put our chicken eggs in. I'll make everything dark and we'll go ahead and candle these eggs and see where they're at in a week's time, because there should be enough growth to see something while candling them. So, and this one's dirty. I know a lot of people say don't do dirty eggs, but I've never had an issue with it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it, and I just make sure it's gonna roll back and forth. Put it into where that catches. Make sure that it's closed around on all sides. There we go, there we go. And then I like to always make sure that my turner is hooked up. So as you can see, the egg's moving. I can see that I did enough wiggle room in them to move it back and forth. This is yelling at me because I had this open for a long time. So it's telling me it's gotten colder in here. So this will beep at you when, and you could just hit that to stop it. But if you have like a setting for how low you allow the temperature to go, it will beep at you when it's gotten too cold. And that's so if it's not holding temperature correctly, it will beep at you and tell you like this is getting too cold. So we've got our eggs in there. They're in there nice and cozy. We're gonna start our countdown starting today. We've got 28 days for peafowl eggs. We scoop this back on, and that's it. Your eggs are started. It's as simple as that. This incubator is really awesome. Again, I'm a little weary, I don't know what the word is, but questioning how well this is gonna work. But I'm gonna get the batteries in our little thermometer tomorrow, get that put in here, get our humidity reading. Usually you wanna keep it around like 20 to 30% humidity for like normal hatches. I like to do dry hatches, so I like it around 10 to 15% until you get to those last few days, and then I like to crank up the humidity to make sure they don't get shrink wrapped in the eggs. But I have had a better hatch rate keeping it more dry throughout it, even with ducks when I've done duck eggs, than keeping the humidity too high, because then you end up they get too much water in them, and essentially kind of like drowning out the eggs basically. So yeah. So here's seeing through the windows, and right now I have a lot of lights on because we were doing the video, so you can see a little bit, but you can see how this keeps it pretty dark, so it's kind of hard to see through there. We've got our reading, again it's in Celsius, but I just keep it at the highest one. You can set it over there, and there we can see our eggs. And I'll go ahead and do this one more time to show how this rolls. And you can just see that go back and forth. You can see how you can just check. You can see this one rotating as it moves. And that's what you want to see. You want to make sure you've got enough wiggle room that that egg actually spins and rotates when that's moving back and forth. So we'll keep you guys posted. I'll do an update in a week. Show us adding the chicken eggs in and candle these peafowl eggs, and fingers crossed that they're doing well. I have cracked one open on accident, and I went ahead and cracked it the rest of the way and saw that my girl is fertile. So these should be fertile, these should be good, and hopefully in 28 days we can start to see some hatching. So stay tuned and keep an eye out for that next update.